Hi everyone, how's it going? I know I said 10:15, but my child was up because I'm sure many of you have experienced this. He doesn't care. so, I wish my sister was on because she was making all these comments that I was like a floating head like this. So I changed the screen to be a little bit more normal. And Sada, if you're watching, this is for you. Anyway, today I want to talk about parenting. Oh, hey Sada, how are you? You like my no floating head? Huh? Because before she was like, what happened to the rest of your body? I have to talk quickly because I couldn't find my charger. I think my 2-year-old, I don't know, may have thrown it out or, I don't know, dumped it in some hiding place. I checked in the garbage, it's not there. I don't really know what he did with it. And I have like 15% left on the phone. So the crazy that is Sunday, when all the kids are home, I'm sure many of you can relate. Because in back of me is just a wall, but you probably don't know. My house is a screaming mess. So hopefully tomorrow it's going to be much cleaner. All right, so today I want to talk about an interesting topic. I was actually going to talk about a totally different topic, but I was going to talk about shalom bayis, or like, you know, peace in the home between a man and wife. But then I kind of yelled at my kids. So I want to tell you about that rather, because that really happened. So basically this is what happened and how I dealt with it, just to give you guys an explanation of, like, we're all really in the same place. So yeah, my husband, I don't know if you guys have realized, he's like in super top shape, and he asked me to get him these weightlifting things on Amazon, which I did. They're very fancy, cute stuff. And hi Gloria. So he asked me to get them, and my oldest son, who was, okay, I have 10% left on my phone and I don't know where my charger is, so I'm going to speed this up. So he asked me, so my son basically opened up the thing, my oldest, and left it open with all the weights, the heavy weights. My daughter, my baby, my 2-year-old, came and decided this is a great toy, picked it up and dropped it on himself, which I kind of overreacted because I started yelling at my oldest son about, if he's crazy, why would he do that? Doesn't he know he's the oldest one? He has to be so responsible. It's very dangerous to do these things. And I was a little bit hysterical because, like, my 2-year-old was crying and I was kind of losing it. It's very hard to think rationally, you know, all the books I've been reading and like the lectures I've been listening to and feedback from people about how to be a better parent and everything. All that kind of went out the window, and the only thing I saw was red, and like the only part of my brain that was working was like my base part of my brain, which I'm sure many of you can probably relate to as, you know, sleep-deprived, hungry people can attest. You know, we don't feed ourselves, we don't let ourselves sleep. We sometimes don't even shower on time. And so I kind of lost it. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because, A, I want you guys to understand, we are all in the same classroom. God is the teacher. This world is our classroom. We're just all in different seats. And my seat is in Briarwood, and your seat might be in Jamaica States or somewhere else, or maybe in Argentina. I don't know. This is Facebook. Anyone can be watching. And the lesson, don't lose focus of that. The lesson is to love and to just kind of accept that things sometimes go wrong, but don't overwhelm yourself with beating yourself up over it after it's done. You know what I mean? My usual response to my stupid behavior is beating myself up over it and kind of making myself criticize myself, driving myself crazy. Now I've kind of learned not to do that, and I recommend for you guys, why I'm sharing it. My mom is texting me, do you ever sleep? Okay. I told her I was doing Facebook Live. I don't know why she's not watching this. Anyway, so the point of what I wanted to say was, don't beat yourself up over things. When it's done, it's done. Don't continue beating yourself up. I apologized, which is a big thing, right? Apologizing to your children. I apologized. I said, listen, I'm really sorry. After the fact, after I reprimanded him in a loving way, explained to him in a normal way, because I wasn't using my crazy brain, I was using my normal brain. So anyway, I apologized to him. And you know what that means when you apologize to your own children? This is what I read anyway. It means you're human, that you make mistakes. And to a child who sees his dad or mom as the top, the priority in life, the big, example of life, they made a mistake, but they owned that mistake and they apologized for that mistake. So therefore, they themselves learn making mistakes is also okay. Not to criticize themselves so badly, and then also recognizing to apologize. And it also gives them, when you apologize to your children if you did something wrong, it gives them a sense of worth, that they're valued in some way, that they're important, which is great when you're raising them. You don't want them to be like stepped on all throughout life, and then you wonder, why don't you ever stand up for yourself? Well, if you never apologize for the wrong that you did, when you disciplined incorrectly, then of course they're not going to recognize when people are doing wrong to them. They're just going to think that's normal. Okay. Thank you, whoever liked that. Okay, so ask for forgiveness sincerely, move on, and educate them with your higher brain, right? Not with your base brain, your lower brain. Hello, beautiful. Ella, I'm only beautiful because you did my eyebrows today. Okay, that's number one. The reason why I mention all this is because, and I quote, Einstein said, "You cannot solve a problem using the same thinking that created it." I love this quote. You cannot solve a problem using the same thinking that created it. So if you're acting like a crazy person when you're yelling at your kid, you can't solve that by being crazy to yourself and yelling at yourself like a crazy person in your own head, saying what you suck at and how bad you are as a parent. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. We're all in the same category of people who make mistakes. Who's liking that? Is that you, Gloria? You're so cute. You're like really going crazy there. Okay. So, hey, Irina. So nice to share this with you guys. Our children believe what we tell them. When we tell them, you're horrible, you suck at this, you're never doing it right, you know what happens? They really don't end up doing it right. So recognize they have the power by telling them something nice. Even if they sucked at cleaning their room, recognize the one thing they did right. Perhaps they put their socks in the laundry bin. I know I'm stretching it. The guys in our life do not put socks in their laundry bin. When will they ever put their socks in the laundry bin? The laundry bin is literally right next to their feet. I don't understand it, but I've learned to accept with love that this is my challenge in life. The socks. I have 3 boys. It's only going to become more and more socks after this. I mean, the baby's really small, but he's already taking out his socks, and he's 6 months old. I found it next to his head today morning. So he's right on target with the others. I don't know where I was going with this. I forgot. It was important. Anyway, my phone is losing its battery drastically, and I still don't know where the charger is. I don't know how many minutes I have left. So I feel like a person who's literally very close to the end. I just want to say it's been very meaningful sharing these thoughts with you all. Hi, Tsveta, how are you? Hi, Julie. I know you all can agree with me that God put in the men's brain the sock situation, and I wasn't planning on talking about the socks, but please, how many women are dealing with the socks? Give me a like if you're dealing with the socks, because I've spoken to a ton of women and they are all dealing with the same story of their husband and the socks. So let's all do this. Deep breathing. Ooh, yes, whoever drops the socks in the hamper, standing ovation for real. Because if you're doing this, you are not part of the regular, normal group of men who just don't understand the concept of putting the socks in the bin. If you do this, you might have some kind of a mutation in your genes because it's unnatural. And perhaps maybe you need to get genetically tested because it's very, very original for you to be able to do that. I've learned to accept my husband and his sock situation, and I recommend you guys do the same because it's not going anywhere. I've been here 13 years, and my dad, he's been around for more. With my mom, same story. I'm trying to teach my kid better. But, what can we do? My hubby and son put socks away. Julie, shut up, okay? You're the only one. What about in the same room as the hamper? I don't know. It's a tough one. If they put it in the same room as the hamper, I give you partial credit for that. I think my phone is about to die. This is the most fun I've had. I think it's because I have a lot of emotion about the socks situation. But the goal of this conversation was really, and my thing is falling off because I can't find my velvet band, my Velcro band, which is probably somewhere my charger is. Anyway, Esther, love you, Julie. Shut up. Hi, Jessica. All right. So, the point of what I'm saying is forgive and let live and just love the people who are in your life, because let's face it, it's a temporary life we have. Let's try to make the most of it and enjoy everything. Don't pay attention. Don't sweat the small stuff. The socks, really, that is the small stuff. That's just a distraction to make you forget the real stuff, which is you got somebody great in your life. You have a partner, or if you don't have a partner, whatever, you know, we'll work on that conversation, a different lecture. I only have a few minutes left, guys. Yes, I still love you, Julie. It just hurts a little bit when you say that your husband and your son do this, and you know, the rest of us just have to find it in like places all around the house, maybe underneath the carpet sometimes. I don't even know how it gets there. Okay, my mom is watching me, or is she waving? My mom's waving at me on Facebook, and I told her to go on Facebook Live, but she's waving at me on Messenger. We're going to have to talk about that. So nice talking with you all. Bye, and I'll come back a different day when I find my charger. Hopefully that'll happen. Bye.